Hi, I'm Hannah Jacob. I'm the Director of Alumni Engagement Programming, and I am co-chair with my colleague Josh England of this year's Ambassador Committee. So I'm going to kind of go through the training here. My teammates Brittany and Myra are going to jump in as well and talk about different elements to help everybody get ready. But first, just really want to thank all of y'all for being here, but most especially thank you for signing up to be an ambassador. So we're very, very grateful for your participation and support. You'll hear this a lot, but Niner Nation Gives really could not happen or exist without y'all. So just truly, truly appreciative to have all of you here and to have your support. So like I said, the purpose of the training is really to provide just kind of a brief overview of Niner Nation Gives and the crucial role that all of the ambassadors play. Then we're going to kind of dive into the resources and best practices that we've put together to help y'all be as successful as possible, and also to make the serving as an ambassador as simple as possible, because we don't want this to be burdensome. We want this to be fun and easy and an exciting way for y'all to participate. So our biggest takeaway from tonight is really that there is no right or wrong way to serve as an ambassador. We know some people who sign up as ambassadors have really big goals, huge, vast networks, and they just like have a system and a machine behind it and will bring in several $1,000s and hundreds of ambassadors or hundreds of gifts. And then we know there are ambassadors who really just want to spread their love of Charlotte and promote the campaign. And then there are people who fall everywhere in between. So all types of ambassadors are fantastic and necessary to make this a success. And so we put together resources and kind of a training that we think are really going to set y'all up to be success regardless of kind of what your goals and motivations are. So I'm going to share my screen, and forgive us, we are going to kind of like swap sharing as we go through to help us navigate, but I will get us started. Okay, so quick overview of the agenda, so you have a sense of what we are going to talk about. So we're going to go, like I said, over goals, high level overview. We're going to talk about the role of an ambassador and introduce you to our new U+2 program that we're really excited about this year. We'll do an overview of the ambassador toolkit and everything that it has to offer. We'll go through the ambassador dashboard and giving site. So as you're navigating the 49 hours, you know where to go for different things, how to help others if they have questions, and kind of all the bits and pieces that go there. Myra is going to go through all social media things and strategies to help y'all in that area. And then Brittany is also going to dive in to outreach opportunities separate from social, because we know not everybody is on social media or uses that as their main communication. So we'll go through both of those strategies, and then we'll touch on upcoming events, because we have a lot of exciting events happening that are all part of it. So goals. So Niner Nation Gives, as hopefully you all know, is April 9th through 11th. It's our 49 hours giving campaign, where we really rally all of Niner Nation, students, faculty, staff, alumni, friends, to come together and support Niner Nation and raise funds to help current and future Niners to be successful and to keep all the great things that we're doing moving forward. It's an opportunity to show our appreciation to donors and all of our alumni, and really kind of spread our love for Niner Nation, build pride by getting people excited and educating people about the great things that are happening on campus, and then to really engage the entire community. So some specific numbers here. These are the goals that have been set for the campaign. While obviously $3.6 million is a lot and a really exciting goal, the biggest goal when it comes to Niner Nation Gives is really participation. So we're striving to hit that fundraising goal, but our even bigger goals are around getting a high number of ambassadors, so as many people as possible to take on that role and participation. And then also the number of gifts. So whether it's $1 or, $1 million, obviously, if you've got that lying around, please hand us that. But kind of whatever the amount, it's really about participation more than the specific dollar amount coming with each gift. So ambassadors. So this is a kind of high level review from last year of the great things that the ambassadors were able to achieve. So a little over 1,100 gifts. 110 active ambassadors, which were people who actually like logged in, used their account, shared the link. Ambassadors themselves raised over $100,000. And then last year, and again, we'll do it this year, we'll have a leaderboard where you can kind of see ambassadors that are really kind of hitting huge numbers, which is what I mentioned earlier. And so we'll look at both highest dollars raised as well as highest number of gifts garnered from there. But do not look at these numbers and feel intimidated or that you cannot achieve these things, because that is not true. We have set you up, not to necessarily hit these numbers, but to be successful. Okay, so this year's program, like I mentioned, we're launching a new thing called U+2. So this year's program, the ask is just a little bit different. And we were really thoughtful when we decided to move this direction, because some of the feedback that we had from ambassadors was they saw the big numbers that people brought in and thought, I can't do that. Like, how can I make an impact as an ambassador? I can't bring in 200 gifts. And that's really not the ask of all the ambassadors. Really, the ask is to spread the word and to get within your network. And then really, we're asking U+2. So spread the word, make a gift to the cause most meaningful to you, and then encourage 2 others to join you in making a gift. So you'll get your special link that Brittany is going to kind of talk through that you'll share to help track your gifts. And then if you succeed and achieve the U+2, you'll win exciting swag. So U+2. So like I said, goal here is to get at least 2 more people to make a gift with your link. Obviously, we would love you to have more than 2 people. So we do ask that you share broadly to your network as many gifts as you're able to bring in. But if you achieve U+2, the goal of that is to make it as accessible as possible and to allow as many people as possible to feel that they are part of it and they can serve as an ambassador, and that it's an achievable goal. So that is the goal we have set of U+2. Once someone makes a gift, gives the 2 others, we have an exclusive swag pack that folks will receive. So we have a towel. So we have a towel with a really cool map of Charlotte on it that everyone will get. We have a all-in-C 3D printed desk decal that you can put on your desk or a shelf somewhere. And then we're going to have an exclusive pickaxe sticker that only U+2 people get. So you can't just get it at any other event or anywhere. It'll be just for the U+2 folks. Vicki, you have a question?
Yes. Do they have to, and I saw somewhere that they had to be 2 current Niners. Can it be any 2 gifts, or do they have to be actual Niners? Like
No,
people who work here?
No, anyone can make a gift.
Okay, so the U+2 can be anybody, any
Yep.
2 gifts. Okay.
It could be your neighbor, it could be your family member, it could be a student, it could be an alum, anyone who wants to support Niner Nation.
Thank you.
Good question. So in addition to the swag pack that everyone gets, we're also really excited that we've had a donor who has generously made a gift that we are able to use as bonus funds. So 5 times throughout the 49 hours, we will do a drawing. And anyone who has achieved U+2 up to that point is able to be a part of the drawing. And we'll just pick someone randomly who has achieved U+2, and whoever's name is chosen will receive $500 that they can designate to the fund of their choice. So it really gives you the opportunity to amplify your gift, to increase your impact. So definitely kind of an additional incentive to really participate. Encourage the folks who make a gift with your link to then get 2 more people to make a gift. Really, it's the idea of a domino effect to kind of spread the process everywhere, but we're really excited to have that opportunity to really amplify the impact that each of you can have. Okay. So in addition to that, I'm not going to read through all of this, but these are just some examples. So all throughout the 49 hours, there are going to be different challenges and bonus funds available. So some of them are available to anyone. That's kind of what I have on the screen here. Just some of the examples of things that any ambassador can play a part in, whether it's achieving bonus funds to a fund that is meaningful to them, or also just kind of pre-designated things based on the donor who is creating the challenge. And then there are also challenges that are program specific, department specific. Brittany is going to walk through that a little bit later when she goes through the giving site of where you can find that information. And then we, as the ambassador committee, all throughout the 49 hours and leading up to, will send regular email communications to y'all. So you'll get like 2 to 3 emails a day from us, which I know is a lot, but please don't ignore us or delete us, because we'll share information about the challenges, the bonus funds, when the drawings are happening, all that kind of information so that you can make sure that you're participating and making the most of your efforts as an ambassador. All right, toolkit. So hopefully y'all received this link when you signed up, but Nicholas will drop it in the chat. We'll share it afterward with the recording of this training. But we have set up a toolkit for y'all. Can you still see this toolkit or are you just on the slideshow? Okay, cool. So here's the toolkit. If you've been an ambassador before, we really simplified it from previous years. It used to have like a million pages of content and it was all kind of mixed together. And so we tried to really separate it out and make it a little bit more user friendly. So we have the homepage. So this is kind of your welcome, an overview of the ambassador and the U+2. And I'm going to go through this quickly because Brittany and Myra are going to go into some of these elements more deep later in the training. So then we have our events page. So as I mentioned, there are a number of events that are taking place throughout the 49 hours. You can access information about them in the toolkit, and then you can register directly from there as well. So you can just click on the register button there. Ambassador 101. So this kind of goes step by step through how, once you sign up, how to set your referral link, how to use your link. You can personalize it with your name. Again, Brittany will go into this, which is why I'm going so fast. But if you forget what Brittany shares in a little while, you can come back to the toolkit and there are screenshots to show you exactly how that works. We've done sample emails, so pre-Niner Nation Gives, during, and post, just a couple examples of different language and verbiage that you can use. We intentionally made it fairly generic because the idea is really to put it in your voice, to tell your story, to really share your why and get people involved. So we try to make it a little bit more generic, but easily customizable. The same with text messages. So we have pre-Niner Nation Gives options here that you can simply copy and paste and then personalize. And then social media resources. So again, we have sample posts for multiple platforms, and then we have a large number of graphics that are available here that you can come and pull and use however you would like for any of the platforms that you're on. And then student resources, this is separate, but if there are any students on the call, we also have student resources about the events and activities taking place specific for students. Any questions about any of that before I turn it over to Brittany? Okay, all right, I will stop sharing.
Right. Hi, everybody. Bear with me while I share my screen now. I know you're just seeing my Zoom screen. Hold on. There we go. Okay, everybody's looking at the Niner Nation Gives website, correct? Thumbs up. Great. So we wanted to take a moment to go through the ambassador website, the dashboard is how you'll hear us refer to it, and then also the giving page as well. We want you to be really well-informed ambassadors in terms of checking back in on challenges, seeing how your units or your colleges are doing during the campaign, generating some of that excitement. You can certainly tack on, add on, reshare anything that comes from the main social media channels or through university communications, but we'd love for you to feel really confident in how to follow along on the giving day. So first things first, I'm going to walk you through the ambassador dashboard. So again, you guys sharing your personal links and sharing the information during the 49 hours is what drives a ton of great activity during Niner Nation Gives. So if you were to click on the main page here and click on this ambassadors up here in the top corner, that's where we are going to go right now. So first things first, if you're on this call and you have not already signed up to be a 2024 ambassador, please go ahead and do that in this top section here and sign up. Even if you have been a past campaign ambassador, you need to sign up for the 2024 campaign. So once you do that, you'll get a little confirmation email from Hannah. It'll give you a little thumbs up, say, great, you're signed up to be an ambassador. I think most everybody on this call has done that, but if you haven't, go ahead and sign up. Once you've done that, you will come back to this page during the campaign and beyond and sign in. So you will have those same credentials with your email to sign in to get into your ambassador dashboard. I'm going to do that now. It saves all of your handy dandy information. Okay, so this is what the ambassador dashboard looks like as of today. I have raised $0 from 0 donors. We're going to get working on that. And then all of the information, you'll see a lot of the same information, but we want to make sure you're getting it no matter where you're logging in. So same information Hannah mentioned about U+2. If you can't remember where to find the toolkit, but you can remember to go into the ambassador dashboard, the toolkit is linked here. And then of course, information like tonight's Zoom is at 1 o'clock. We will update this as necessary if there are any general information updates to give with all ambassadors. It will be right here. I'm going to call out also, so there was a question in the chat about how many years you've been a Niner Nation Gives ambassador. If you use the same email that you've used in previous years for campaign, you will see a list of all the campaigns that you've been an ambassador for in the past. You can actually click on these and see the donors that gave to your link in years past. Who was at the top of the leaderboard for those campaigns, things like that. It's really great information, especially if you routinely have been an ambassador and you want to see like, hey, did Nicholas Hunt give to me last year? I'm going to be sure I ask him again this year. So it's helpful to know there that you can go back to past campaigns. During the giving day, once you start accruing donations through your link, it'll show up right here, right at the top. So there'll be no question if you hit your U+2, it'll go right there at the top. And then any other gifts that you get through your link will come right here in the right-hand column as well. Scrolling down a little bit further, I want to call attention, Hannah mentioned it already, this referral link. It is super helpful, especially for those who are particularly being an ambassador or a champion of a particular unit or college or area. If you're serving on a board, if you're particularly passionate about a fund on campus, you can go here and direct which page your ambassador link sends people. So if I reach out to Nicholas during Niner Nation Gives and I would like Nicholas to support the Adkins Library, I can select the Adkins Library right here, and automatically when I send him my link, it will send him directly to the Adkins Library page. So of note, you can go through all of these options here. There are a lot of them, which is great. So take your time to look through that. You can also type it in here if you don't want to scroll through the 70 or so funds and program pages available. The one thing to know about this is you can only select one link at a time. So you can't refer multiple links through your referral page. You can change it throughout the campaign. So if you want to be super handy dandy and day 1, you want to send everybody to Adkins Library, and day 2, you want to send to everybody in arts and art history, you can do that just by simply coming here and updating your link. Likewise, when you select your link, or even if it just, you keep it on Niner Nation Gives the whole giving day, doesn't matter, just join Niner Nation. You can shorten your link here. This is especially important for those of you who are sharing on social media, because you will get character length restrictions. So I often just go in and type my initials, or something that's recognizable to you, and then you will save that there, and you can copy that link. See how it populated for me there with my referred giving page. I just copy that and use it in any of my communications that I send going forward. And then lastly, down here at the bottom, these are custom questions that help us, and they are about you. So please fill this out if you have an opportunity to do so tonight, or as you're watching this back later. We want to know your t-shirt size, who you are, who invited you to be ambassador, if you use social media accounts, things like that. That helps us be a great ambassador committee. Thank you, and know where you're coming from and how we can continue to help support and serve you now and throughout the campaign. I will stop there, and Vicki has a question. So Vicki, go ahead.
Hey, okay, so I have like a few departments I kind of would like to help see if I could fundraise for. So would like you guys know how to track the different sites I use? So if I choose, like I work full-time in social work, so I want to do one for social work, but then my previous department, I would love to help the global studies for their study abroad to go, because it's required for them to go, which is where I previously worked in global studies, to help them for the students for a scholarship for them. So if that's listed in there, I don't even know if they're in there, but if I did that and I had 2 different links, would that count towards, and I get, say, both of them, the donations from both? Would you guys know that?
So you can't create 2 different links. You will always just have one link.
Okay.
But we can track any gift and any fund it's given to. So we could even say Vicki used her link to support 2 different funds, global studies and social work. And we can track it also by where people give at the end. So we could see how many gifts you got for each of those funds, but you wouldn't have 2 links. Does that answer your question?
I don't know how. Okay, so if I wanted to do both,
Mhm.
let me see if global studies is even in here before I even ask that question.
And the other workaround I could give you, this is a real long time trick, Vicki, is to
They
sign up
don't
with
have
2
it.
different email accounts. So if you sign up with a
So I can do my
UNCC
personal.
email and a personal, you can
Oh,
treat them as different. Now that's more for you to manage as an ambassador, because you'll get
no,
2
that's
different
fine. I can do
emails
that.
with 2
I
different
can do that.
links.
So if a department's not listed here, is there a way to add them?
If you want to send that request, Shana Long is on this call. She is the one who builds the mastermind behind all of the sites, and she knows where all of the programs are signed up and where you might find the funds.
Okay.
And she could talk with you further about that.
Okay, sounds good. Thank you.
You're welcome.
And
You're
I'm
being
not
a
going to
savvy
bug
ambassador.
everybody. I'm trying. I want this to be a great year.
We appreciate you, Vicki. Thank you. All right. Any other questions about the ambassador dashboard before I move on to the giving site? Some bubbles in the chat here. Did I get everything? Okay, great. All right, then I'm going to flip back to the campaign, or to the presentation here. Oh. And click to the giving site. So just as we logged in before, ninernationgives.charlotte.edu. This is what the main page currently looks like. Because it has this give early, we are pre-campaign. We are selecting VIP gifts. Anybody who makes a gift between now and the campaign, it all counts. That includes your ambassador links. So if you want to go ahead tonight and you feel super inspired and want to start writing your emails to tell people to make your gifts now, it will start showing up as gifts on the ambassador dashboard. We already have one ambassador who's already succeeded with U+2. He's got 3 gifts in. He's ready to rock and roll. But the one thing is that you won't see all the page content available yet. All of that turns on when the actual campaign starts next Tuesday, April 9th at noon. Then you will see all the pages, all the units, all the challenges, and everything like that. So right now the page, I don't want to say it looks bare. There's lots of great information here, certainly about, we're getting excited for the campaign. Walter is one of our student rock star highlight stories. Plenty of information about the events that are happening. We'll talk a little bit more about that later on. And, you know, starting down here with our social media gig board that Myra will touch on, there is information here, but it is not super robust right now until the campaign starts. I'm going to touch briefly on challenges because you will go here. So we talked about the ambassador tab. Now we have challenges. Right now it says 0 events. That's not true. There's lots of challenges that are available. I'm actually going to flip over to the 2023, if I can, 2023 campaign. Can you guys see this? Are you seeing the 2023? Great. Because you can see a little bit more of what I'm talking about so that you're familiar. So 2023, we raised a little over 3 million. Awesome. There will be an ongoing ticker here for the dollars raised. There will be an ongoing ticker for the number of gifts. So like Hannah said, we are really excited about participation. So you can continue to look, refresh, just keep that screen open for 49 hours, hit refresh, see what all is coming in during the campaign. Again, this main page will update with pertinent information as things happen. And you can visit there. If you click on challenges now on this campaign, you will see in just a second what it will look like on the giving day. So if you scroll down here, these little boxes will have all these wonderful opportunities of where colleges, units, programs, individuals have initiated challenges and help you double, or in some cases triple, your impact by giving a gift. I'm gonna call out a couple of different types just so you're aware. This one right here with Krista Long, it was 100 gifts, opened $4,900. Those are gifts anywhere from $5 to $500. The dollar amount does not matter, but Krista's challenge is supporting participation. So look for those that have a gift count. And again, it doesn't matter how much they give. If they make a gift, it helps unlock that challenge. This challenge over here is $1,000 matched. It's this little ×2 means that dollar for dollar, your donation was doubled. So if I gave $1, this donation or this challenge gave $2 to that fund. So it helps double your impact for that area. So I encourage you that once the campaign starts, that you come and you look at this challenge wall, all of these unlocked. So you see these success, 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 and they will come to the top as they unlock and those bonus funds or challenge dollars are received. And then, like I said, the completed ones will go to the top. So then you can come back here and see what all is available still and needs your help as an ambassador to support. Yes, sir, Mr. Hill. Oh, I can't hear you, Jonathan.
All right, how about that?
That now I can hear you. Go ahead.
All right, sorry about that. So, I just want to make sure we can those challenges get unlocked without us having to initiate or activate anything, right?
Correct. So they will be they're timed on the back end. So many of them will be available as soon as the campaign starts. And there are some that we've already secured as a team leading up to the campaign. There will be a few that are specific for a certain period of time or day 2 or dependent on another challenge unlocking. And those will roll out if they have any other criteria. But for the most part, they will all be available on that site starting day 1 when the campaign launches.
You know, and there's no like clicking in that I need to do, like to opt in that I want to be part of that one, right? Those are just, they're just out there and they become available when the time or whatever the criteria is.
Great question. So you can either click on that little box if it's not yet success and click through, or when you make your transaction, it will actually tell you this helps unlock 100 gifts for the Chris DeLong Student Athlete Challenge. If that fund is counting towards that, it will count. We will count it towards the challenge goal. Okay, does that answer that question? Okay.
Sure does, Brittany. I appreciate that.
Great, you're most welcome, sir. All right, so again, challenges will be available through this tab. That's where you can see all of them. I'm going to scroll all the way down to the bottom here. And again, this is why I'm using the 2023 page, because the 2024 campaign is not yet live. But you see all of these little icons here. There will be a similar kind of tab for each area that's participating in this year's campaign. This is the page for this particular area. So I'm going to click on College of Health and Human Services real fast, since my friend Vicki is from social work. And so once again, this total dollars and total gift is still here, but just underneath it, it tells you the number or the amount that the College of Health and Human Services has raised and the total number of gifts for that page. So that's super helpful to know if you're following a particular unit. Likewise, all the page content here is related to the College of Health and Human Services. So if there is a button at the bottom of the page of Niner Nation Gives, there is a page with unit or program specific information for that area. You will see there's some challenge language here. So if you want to know what specific challenges are for that area, you can visit it here. And then scrolling all the way down, you can see, so Jonathan, going back to your question, which challenges are pertinent to this area or a fund in this area. So if you are just College of Health and Human Services, that's what your gig is for Niner Nation Gives. You can scroll here and see all the related challenges, leaderboards, maps. They might be overarching bonus funds available to anybody in the campaign, or they could be super specific like the Dean's leaderboard for CHHS. So if you're looking for particular information on a college unit or page, once the campaign starts, please scroll down and find that page and visit it and see which information that just verse yourself in the information for that college or unit. Yes, Vicki.
I'm sorry. I'm not going to be
Doing
a
great.
pain, I promise. So if our department's not listed, it could very well be listed under the college the department's in.
Yes.
Right? Is that because we don't want to assume that, or is it safe to assume that?
So most colleges, their respective departments are listed as well. There are hundreds of programs across the whole university. So there is an ability to give to any fund during the campaign on Niner Nation Gives. Now, whether or not you have a page set up, that might not be the case. So again, if you're looking for a particular fund, a particular program or a particular unit, and you don't see it yet, again, feel free to reach out to myself or Shayna Long, Natalie Huey, Hannah. We can look into that further and direct you to the right place.
Is that something they can see now if a department's listed on there or not?
Shayna
it
has
won't-
all that information
She does?
about
Okay, so
what
I'll
will get
shoot.
turned on
Perfect. Okay. Thank you.
as the campaign goes live. Yes.
And Vicky, if you're not seeing a specific fund listed under your college, it's because the dean didn't mark that as a dean's priority fund. But at any point in time, if you know a fund exists, for instance, the study abroad fund you mentioned earlier, you can select other as the fund, and you could just type in social work study abroad or whichever fund you want and give to anything across campus. So even if it's not listed anywhere or you're having trouble finding it, just go to the college's site, click other, and you can type a designation in yourself.
That's correct.
Sorry. Thank
Sharon.
you.
You're welcome.
Mark Cologne, how can I help you?
Yeah, Brittany, this might be a good time to mention something about faculty, staff, and being able to go to the faculty staff page and doing the payroll deduction so that Vicky can prospect folks from the department for each of those departments to say, hey, all your funds that you give during Niner Nation Gives will count, even though your payroll deduction won't start until July 1.
Sure. So thank you for calling that out, Mark. And I did notice when we signed on that there are a number of faculty and staff ambassadors. So you should be getting communication from Natalie Huey, which gives you all the information on how to share with your colleges and units about how to contribute during Niner Nation Gives. The faculty staff have a separate website that allows them to do payroll deduction. Rest assured, anything that is captured and given during the faculty and staff campaign gets loaded and contributes towards the totals for all of this stuff. So it does go into, we take care of managing all of that on the back end. It is a little bit tricky because the faculty and staff don't have payroll deduction options on this giving site, which is why there's a separate site for faculty and staff. But if faculty and staff give during, or make a pledge to do a payroll deduction during the kickoff luncheon, for example, or during the 49 hours, we will load all of those gifts into the giving site so that you see that the college is supported through faculty and staff, alumni, friends, etc. So if you are giving information to faculty and staff and you are a faculty and staff ambassador, please use your link that is given to you through Natalie. But if you're sharing with other constituents on your social media, alums, friends, neighbors, family, you can use your ambassador link that's available here that I've just walked through. Any other questions from faculty and staff that I can answer? It is one additional step if you're a faculty staff ambassador.
I forgot my question. Sorry.
That's okay, Vicky. Feel free to either drop it in the chat or we can come back to you if you think of it.
Will the faculty staff also will they be open for early? Like if we want to promote it early or ask for early donations to get started beforehand, is this available now for us to use? Oh, cool. Okay.
Yep, I think the faculty staff site went live on Friday, although somebody from Annual Giving tell me if I'm wrong.
You will see it. Okay.
Okay. Any other questions about how to navigate the giving site or your ambassador dashboard? Nope, seeing none, I'm going to stop sharing and turn it over to Myra.
Hey everyone, I'm Myra. I'm the social media manager for alumni engagement, and you might also have to bear with me. So, okay. So I am gonna talk about supporting Niner Nation Gives on social media, with our social media ambassador toolkit, and then also walk through some best practices. So when you go to the Niner Nation Gives Ambassador Toolkit, Hannah went through some of these. Social media resources is also included in here, so you just click on that. And so scrolling through here right at the top, you'll see sample social posts. Right here, you'll see some captions that are provided for you during or pre, post during, and then post after Niner Nation Gives as well. These are organized by platforms of Facebook and Instagram and LinkedIn if you do choose to use that platform as well. You'll see here in the Facebook and X columns that they have links on them, and then the Instagram ones don't. That is because links don't work on Instagram. So when you are using your ambassador link, just make sure to include it when you're posting either on Facebook, X, or LinkedIn. And along with these captions, they are like the sample text messages and some of the ambassador ambassador messages. They are a little bit simplified, so you can adapt to how you want to change it, add your own personality to it, and honestly, really just adaptable for the graphics that we have created for the 2024 year. You'll see some cover photos that you can use for Instagram, Facebook as well. And then when you're actually posting on Instagram, these are a little bit more of a simplified version that we've had in the past. Again, just to kind of simplify the ambassador toolkit aspect. And in reality, we want you to share your own organic content, whether that's taking photos at events. Feel free to showcase those on social media too. I can talk a little bit more about best practices around those. But with the toolkit assets, you'll see general social promotion. So you can use any ones of these either before the campaign or during the campaign. If you're wanting to promote an event you could, or you're going to be at, you could use the save the date one right here. And then you can, if you want to share about why you gave or anything messaging about giving, you can use these assets too. And then also in the copy, there are some verbiage talking about why you gave and giving in general. So feel free to use those. Instagram stories as well. We do have printables. These are signs that you can print out and you can take a picture of yourself with your message and share it on social media. And then event promotion as well. When you are going to attend these events, or if you want to just encourage event attendance, then feel free to use any of these. And then as we're nearing the end of the campaign, when you have 24 hours left, you can share these. And again, there's verbiage in the copy that you can share. And then when Brittany was talking about the challenges, if you want to share those on social media, there are assets as well talking about challenge unlocked, completed, and then there are in Instagram story versions for that as well. And then after the campaign, you want to say thank you, of course, to all of those who donated through your ambassador link or just donate in general. So you can use any of these assets. We do have them for Facebook and Twitter and LinkedIn, and then you have an Instagram story version here as well. And I think that's good for the toolkit portion. We're going to move on to some best practices. All right. So our 49er alumni community on social media is strong. How can you support during Niner Nation Gives from your channels and from our channels as well? You can share, engage, and support. And how might you do that exactly? Show us what you care about. So here's a few examples from past Niner Nation Gives social posts where our alumni were sharing the reason why they gave, or they were sharing a post from a different college and they wanted to support their effort there as well. So they might quote the tweet, or you could share it and add your own little spin on it. And then utilizing the hashtag Niner Nation Gives as well. Will also further help you engage with other Niners. For these examples, you see some people using their own photos, maybe a photo that they had from an event, but these are from the toolkit assets from last year, so feel free to use those as well. Engaging with other Niners is also an important part of the Niner Nation Gives campaign. You'll see here just a few examples on how Niners are encouraging other Niners through challenge completions and things that they care about, and just overall offering some support. And then also commenting on their own types of content that they share on their pages as well. And reinforcing Charlotte's impact on you. Again, some of these are, you'll see here with like a toolkit asset, another person was sharing photos from when they were back in college and reinforcing why they feel like they are giving to this campaign or why they love Charlotte, just overall their impact that Charlotte had on them. And then here's the printable I was talking about. So printing it out and then sharing why you gave. Oh, you can also engage with other Niners as well with liking, commenting, sharing things, and just overall encouraging participation. And then participating on social, I included examples from events. So we have Trevor and Grace talking about how much they had fun at their event. So they're not only just promoting the event beforehand, but then also showing what a great time they had during the campaign at those events. Again, feeling free to utilize some of the toolkit assets and also share from other channels, college channels, the alumni channels, our flagship channels, and then any of the colleges as well. Some things to keep in mind. I know that maybe not everybody is the most social media savvy, but there is no right way to be an ambassador on social media. The overall goal is just to share, engage, and post what feels authentic to you. Kind of how we curated our toolkit assets and our copy to be very generic because we want you to add your own personality to it. Make sure when you're sharing stuff on social media to tag our 49er alumni and UNC Charlotte channels, and utilizing the hashtag Niner Nation Gives. This is also a very easy way to continue and share and engage with other Niners through this hashtag, because ultimately Niners will be posting through this hashtag about their challenges and their gifts and their impact. So, and just a quick note, opt in for using Charlotte in place of UNCC whenever possible. I know we went through a brand change and we just want to make sure for the future that we're staying on brand. And your presence is vital in adding a human and personality to Charlotte space, especially during Niner Nation Gives. So feel free to share your own authentic impact on what Charlotte gave to you. And yeah. And then where you can find us, our 49er alumni channels and our UNC Charlotte channels are on Instagram, Facebook, and X, as well as UNC Charlotte as well with LinkedIn. So let's bring on the 49 hours. Oops, I think I don't know how to not share.
Myra, if you just want to keep sharing, I'll roll through the last two slides. You can just click them for me.
Okay, that works.
Easy enough. Teamwork. So you can click through. If you haven't, if you are not super social media savvy, obviously this campaign is a digital campaign. It has a website. We track fund numbers. It happens in real time, but there are super meaningful ways for you to be an ambassador without having a social media presence. Myra is a rock star social media guru. She teaches me something new every single day. I've been on social media for a long time and I'm still figuring it out. If you want to try your hand at it during Niner Nation Gives, again, those simple steps that Myra walks through make a huge difference, but they are not the only way to be a great ambassador. So we've listed out a couple of things here that you can do that will help contribute positively to the campaign and that you can still be a really effective ambassador. Sending personalized texts and emails with an ask or an encouragement to your network to support and as Myra mentioned about social media, but in this medium too, please feel free to share your why and why you're asking and reaching out. It might be the only time of year or the only time ever you reach out to these people to tell them a part of your story, but feel because each individual story is what makes up Niner Nation Gives, and why Niner Nation is so important and powerful and meaningful to so many of us. So feel free to share your story. And that again can be through texts or emails. Could you roll back one slide, Myra, please? Nope. There we go. No social media, no problem. Inviting fellow Niners and please yourself, register to attend events. If you don't know what's going on, hopefully by now you do, we encourage you to come show up, join, wear your green, come out and be part of Niner Nation at any point during the 49 hours. And if you're not comfortable with asking people to make a gift yet, invite them to come along to the event and join in the fun. Join the Thank a Niner initiative and help us steward our donors during the 49 hours. We can share some more information about that afterwards, but basically we will have a thank-a-thon during the 49 hours where members of university leadership and staff, volunteers are coming in and taking a shift and making phone calls, writing notes, saying thank you to people who are giving to the campaign. We invite you to be a part of that if you'd like to be. And then again, sharing your Niner pride during the 49 hours, wherever that may be. If you want to move all that green to the front of the closet, please do for the 49 hours, and encourage your coworkers to do the same if you know they are fellow Niners. And just generally speaking, having an opportunity to spread green around town is a great way that you can be an ambassador off of social media. All right, now you can advance, Myra. Thank you. And then Shayna just put something in the chat about posting directly on the social wall during Niner Nation Gives. So you can use that main webpage where I showed the tag board. You can go back to that and add your own social post there. There are several events that are going on through Niner Nation Gives. Again, reference the main giving page that I've already shared with you. This QR code links to registration and event pages. I'm going to highlight 3 that we encourage you as an ambassador to attend or to help support. The Niner Nation Gives celebration is open to anyone. It is family friendly. It is open to students, faculty and staff, alumni, the whole Niner Nation community. It's going to have a really special opportunity for our students and student organizations to highlight the work that they are doing, and they are going to table and for any attendee what they're working on and what they're fundraising for. It's a unique opportunity that we've never had where students get to talk to alums and others about the work that they are doing. And you can contribute during that event to their particular cause, and there will be an overall winner. Additionally, there will be general campaign updates, there will be bounce houses, there will be food, there will be all sorts of great things going on during this time frame. It is specific to this time frame because it precedes the baseball game that night. So you can have a full family fun coworker evening at UNC Charlotte. So it's at the the Hoosier Alumni Pavilion, which is right behind the baseball stadium. So make your plans to join us on April 9th. The big student event is on the 10th. It is on campus. It is directed towards our student community. We know this is in the middle of the day, but it's a great opportunity for us to share philanthropy education and get our students involved in Niner Nation Gives. If you are one of our faculty and staff ambassadors, I encourage you to look at that and consider signing up if you want to be a volunteer during the day on campus. That's a great option as well. And then Niner Talks is on Wednesday in the evening. Brad Yeckley, who is our director of Niner Finances on campus, is going to do a really awesome talk about coins for causes. It's about how to plan for philanthropy in your budgeting and financial life. It is geared a little bit more towards young alumni who are starting their philanthropic journeys or understanding how to manage their personal finances. But we encourage anybody to attend. They will have headshots. There will be a small reception around the event, and it's at the Dubois Center. These three are not exhaustive of all opportunities during Niner Nation Gives. Let me play. The Charlotte 49ers Women's Athletics Luncheon is on the 10th as well. I know I already mentioned the baseball game. I'm going to another like hosted luncheon that is at a particular business. Some people are doing things like that. So feel free to reference the Niner Nation Gives events page and find times to engage with other Niners during the 49 hours. I think that's it, Hannah.
Yeah, thank you, Brittany. So just want to thank all of y'all for joining. I know that was a lot of information, but I hope kind of the big takeaway, like I mentioned in the beginning, and Myra mentioned it too, is there's really no right or wrong way to do this. The key is really to identify your network, identify your story and your why for why you participate, why you make a gift, why you support Niner Nation in whatever way that looks like, and then make a gift to the cause that's most meaningful to you, share your story, and promote Niner Nation Gives and kind of get people excited, and then complete U+2 and ask 2 other folks to do it. Once they make a gift, it's awesome. They can also then participate and just get 2 more people to make a gift. And so just spread the word kind of as they're helping you with your U+2, they can go on and continue building their momentum. And then keep an eye out for all the bonus funds and the challenges that are available. I know there are a lot of boards that have their own challenges to funds they're promoting. There are different networks and boards that have kind of, like I know the Alumni Association has put challenges out to the various boards and networks. So if you're a part of those groups, definitely keep an eye on your email. Like I said earlier, I know it's going to be a lot of messaging over this week and next week. Please don't opt out, because it also opts you out of all emails from UNC Charlotte ever. So please bear with us over the next week and a half. Keep an eye out for important information, and we'll share everything that you need to know. And then I'll follow up this email to everybody. We'll share this recording. I'll share contact information for all the folks that got mentioned on this call for if you have any questions. But you're always welcome to reach out to me. Hopefully, if y'all are all here, that means you have my email address. And I'll be happy to answer anything that I can. But that's really what we have for today: is identify your network, tell your story, make a gift. And if we all do that, I think Niner Nation Gives is going to be a huge success. So any final questions?